Hello everyone, welcome back to another LEGO Star Wars video with UCS Productions, and today I'm going to be showing you my LEGO Star Wars Clone Army. Now, I was initially going to just do the Clone Troopers because I thought that would be really cool on their own. I've always wanted to do it. I've set them up multiple occasions over the last couple of years in preparation to do a Clone Army video. I never got around to it. To be honest, for some reason, the video has always eluded me. It's always scared me. I think I've always got to the point and then just not done the video because I'm so worried about not doing it correctly. But today is that day. Today, reviving the channel in true spirit of the nostalgic OG style LEGO Star Wars content that we all used to know and love so much. I'm going to be setting up my full clone army, and I'm not just going to be setting up the minifigures, I'm going to go all out. And I'm going to get all of the LEGO sets I currently have out in my LEGO room. There are actually more and more clone troopers as well, but that's in my sealed collection, which I might do in another video, or I might just leave for a while, because let's be honest, we're all interested in the fleet, the current fleet out on show, what will be coming up in the mocks that I'm going to be building on the channel in the near future. So without further ado, I'm going to get to setting up the clone army, and I'll see you in a minute. So I'm back in the LEGO room, and I need to start taking the Star Wars Clone Wars set off the shelves. I'm not sure where I'm going to start, but I do have some delicate ones. I'm going to include the UCS ATT, but I'm not sure if I'm going to include these two, because although Clone Wars, I don't really count them as like part of the minifigure clone army, if you know what I mean, but everything else I will add in. So it's probably going to take me like 20 minutes because I've got to carry all of these and the rest of it downstairs. Okay guys, I have finished setting up the LEGO clone army, and I just want to take a second to just I'm looking at this, and this is unreal, guys. For a LEGO Star Wars collector and a Clone Wars fan, what you're about to see is essentially just a dream. It's amazing. I'm so happy and lucky that I've been able to amass a collection like this. Don't get me wrong, it's not the biggest on YouTube, obviously. They're certainly bigger, but I'm a massive Clone Wars fan. I always have been. It's what got me into LEGO Star Wars in general, and it's just always hit a sweet spot for me. I love the clones, I love Jedis, I love the factions, I love the vehicles. I've always found like the TV shows was amazing for me. Like, I grew up on that. I've spent ages, this, like I said before, has always eluded me, this video. I've always been scared to make it for some reason, and I'll be honest, it didn't actually even take that long to set up, maybe an hour or so, but it was the logistics of doing it, and I've never really felt like I had the space, and it actually even took up more space than I thought it was going to. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling, and I'm going to show you guys, because this is just amazing, and I'll have to forgive that I have had to put this on my lounge floor. So it's what it is in that respect. I can't control the lighting too much, so just enjoy the content and the view of the clone troopers, and try not to think too much about the aesthetics. You know, we're going old school, like I said. We're bringing back the nostalgia for the LEGO Star Wars community. So without further ado, let's show you my 2026 summer clone army. So hopefully now you guys can see why it's taken me so long to make this video. As you can see, I can't even still properly fit the whole clone army in this shot at once. We can get the main section of it though, which is great. So I've got official LEGO sets, custom sets, mainly official minifigures, and some custom minifigures as well, which I will run through. I'm going to start off with front and center, and we'll go with the Jedis. I've put the 20 Jedis, which are obviously actually the Clone Wars Jedis. I just think they look absolutely awesome. I hate to include Ponkrell, but I had to, and Barriss because they are Jedis, and at one point they were. In the front we've got the active Clone Wars Jedis, and then in the back we've got the rest of the Jedis that are kind of, some of them are Clone Wars, some of them are crossovers. Well, they're pretty much all Clone Wars to some degree, or like we're in the clone era, obviously. And then I've just got a sneaky little introduction of the Qui-Gon Jinn in the back there. So for the most part, we've got the Jedis in the front, and then behind that we've got the clone commanders. So we obviously got Fox, Wolf, Rex, Admiral Yularen, Cody, and Gree, all in Phase 1 form, which I thought was quite cool. Then behind that we've obviously got Gregor, Rex, and Wolf from like the Rebels TV show era of clone troopers. And then behind that we have the amassed Phase 1 clone army, going right back to the Phase 1 jet troopers, and then the gunners, and then I believe these are bomb squad. And then behind that we've got all of the, I want to say that these are meant to be Rancor Battalion ARF troopers, then your standard ARF troopers, then the ARC troopers as well, and obviously the one in the middle there is a custom. We've then got the Phase 1 Wolfpack trooper, and I'm not sure what these guys are, but they came in that battle pack obviously. And then the Jedis behind them, obviously Jedi Bob in the background. Then coming back to the front, the 501st Battalion, we've got pretty much all of the named squad of Captain Rex's main crew, essentially. Then behind that we've got a bunch of the jet troopers, a whole bunch of the Clone Wars 501st grunt troopers. Then behind that we've got the 332nd, obviously Captain Vaughn, the custom version and the Lego version. And we've got like all the specialist troopers that came out down the sides, and we've got some custom troopers to go alongside Vaughn's battalion there. At the back we've got the Geonosian troopers, and we've got the 187th, and at the front these guys were 360 decaled, so they're custom, but I just think they looked awesome. I had them commissioned a while back. Then behind that you've obviously got the official Lego ones. Then moving over to the right hand side we have the famous 212th with Commander Cody, and I have a custom Obi-Wan Kenobi minifigure who I had decaled, and obviously he's wearing like this clone armor but with his robe. So we've got all the airborne troopers there. Then behind that we have a bunch of the realistic Phase 2 troopers, and then behind that we've got the Clone Wars version as well, and I have just one of the weird sort of type of one that came in that Battle of Umbara tank thingy. We've got the majority of Delta Squad, I believe. I'm pretty sure I'm just missing the green one. Really cool custom commando minifigures in like grunt versions in the back. Then we've got a whole string of the Camino cadets, that's the word I'm looking for. Then we've got a ton of the Phase 2 grunt troopers, who I've obviously spent quite a while collecting a lot of these guys. Yeah, in the back we then have some more Clone Army Customs figures. We've got the Phase 2 Wolfpack essentially, which very excited to pick these ones up not that long ago, around Christmas time when I bought those minifigure display shelves. Got these at the same time. And then we've got a realistic Phase 2 official Lego grunt Wolfpack trooper in the back there. So if we move all the way over to the left side now, we have Commander Gree in Phase 2. I have both versions of him, and there's not a massive difference, but there was, and I was trying to collect like all of the clone troopers and all of the Jedis, which hence why I have quite a few of the different ones. So we've got obviously the Kashyyyk troopers in the back there, and then we've got Commander Fox, and I included these guys. I know they're not actually clone troopers, but they wear clone armor and they're in the Clone Wars era, and I'm pretty sure Fox is seen around them sometimes, so I thought it'd be quite a cool inclusion. Then going back, we've obviously got the Phase 2 Coruscant Guard troopers, and these two bad boys are the official realistic Phase 2 ones, which are like horrendously expensive. We go back and we've got 327 Star Corps there. We've got, I think that's a mixture of official and custom. And then we go back, we've got Phase 2 Gunners, and these ones I'm very excited about because, as some of you might remember, a while ago I had an Anaxis mock, which I'm hoping to bring back to the channel to some degree. And these guys are all Clone Army Customs 360 degree printed Anaxis troopers. And then we've obviously got the recon troopers behind them. So a little nod, you might be seeing an Anaxis mock coming back to the channel at some point in the future. Then we've got the clone pilots, like old and new. Behind that we've got, this is all of the Phase 1 realistic section. We've got the different commanders for the realistics, and what I've done, these are official Lego troopers, but I've just added the Clone Army Custom arms on the front ones because I just thought these are the ones I'd probably use in mocks for the most part. Then going back, we've obviously got clone pilots, the old and new, Commander Keller and a couple of his troopers. These were CAC customs, all bought with that same bunch like near Christmas time. I've got great mock ideas for these kind of things. And then going back, we've just got a buttload of the realistic Phase 1 grunt troopers, and then what I like to call little inclusion of the old dogs in the back there. Now I have just realised I've also got 8 of the Mygito Galactic Marine Troopers as well, which I sat on my box upstairs, and I cannot believe I've not included them in my clone army, literally with Ki-Adi-Mundi just here as well. So in the next clone army video you will see that, because I'm also going to try and amass a few more. Like I said, I've got 8 at the minute. And some of you may be wondering why I have decided to include Jace Malcolm. Now in one of my last videos I actually did ask you guys if you considered this guy a clone trooper or not, and yes, he is not a clone trooper, but the reason I included him was because, first of all, he's an awesome minifigure. He does wear clone trooper armor. The reason being is technically he's like the Godfather clone, if you will, because his era was the Old Republic, which was about 3,600 years before the Attack of the Clones, I think it is. The armor that he wears is basically the first iteration of the clone armor, and that's what they ended up modeling all of the clones and armor off. I think there's a lot more lore to it than that, but I just thought it was really cool inclusion. Some of you might know, some of you don't, and hopefully that will stop people from firing me in the comments, because yes, I know he's Old Republic, but the lore is there. Anyway, as we go back to the last section of the minifigures, we have the Bad Batch, and half of these are the official Lego and half of them are custom. So obviously the ones in the front are the official Lego, and then the ones in the back and to the left are custom. Now I obviously very much enjoyed the Bad Batch show, so much so that I actually had all different versions of him made, and I absolutely love this trooper and commander. It's one of my favourite colours to start with, so that helps too. But what's really great is that I've got the Clone Wars and the Bad Batch era versions of these minifigures, which is also going to be really great to pair with the Anaxis mock. That is the actual minifigure section of the Clone Army, and then we'll just go around the outside quickly. So we've got Custom 501st AT-RT, Z95 Headhunter, T6 Shuttle. I felt that was a fair inclusion because it is a Clone Wars vehicle. This is the M5 Custom Gunship, M5 Builds Gunship, which is an amazing gunship, I must say. Then we have more of my Custom 501st set, so we've obviously got the tank, we've got the 2013 modified gunship, Bad Batch Shuttle, Jedi Bob's Starfighter, we've got the OG Clone Fighter. Then we've got we've got 4 of the newest, I think they were the 2020 ATTs. On the left, this is the 2013 ATTE. On the right over there, we've got Captain Rex's ATTE from Rebels. And in this center stage, the Brick Vault UCS ATTE. Now this is just unreal, this set. It's a little bit fragile on the legs, I must say, but absolutely unreal, this set. And I'd love to include it in a mock one day, but I didn't realize just how big it was going to be until I actually built it a few years ago. On the side, we've got the Turbo Tank, which I actually think is probably the best iteration. It received a lot of flack when it first came out, but I actually think that this is probably the best iteration of the Turbo Tank now, and it's become more highly praised recently, especially since that last Tiny Tank. ATDP, which is an amazing set as well. Coruscant Guard gunship, another fighter tank, the new B-19 Torrents, and the newer ARC 170. I do actually have the older ARC 170 as well, but like I said, I do have more sets, but they are boxed up or sealed. And then in the center on this side, we've obviously got Ahsoka's Jedi Starfighter, Anakin's and Obi-Wan's, and then we've also got the same on the left side. Now this one, you guys haven't seen this yet unless you're on my Instagram, but this is my custom Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter, which I built out of a combination between the pieces bought from this set, and it was like a little Creator Expert 3-in-1 set, or like a Creator 3-in-1 set or something of a plane. I was able to build this, which I'm massively happy with. So I'll give you one last massive wide angle view. I literally have to stand on my couch. Sorry about the wobbliness. This is going to be a slightly longer video, but I think it deserves it. I'm not going to cut much out. This is going to be a raw iteration of my 2026 Clone Army video. So thanks very much for watching the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it. It's been a video that I really have wanted to make for such a long time. I've had the minifigures on the board stacked in my Lego room for ages, and I just keep not doing it. So today is a good day in the channel's history, great milestone, and we'll hopefully do one of these each year. Who knows? Depends how big the Clone Army gets. But I would like to know your thoughts in the comments. If you think I've got enough, if there's too many, which is your favourite Legion, and what mocks do you think I could or should use these clone troopers in the near future, and the sets as well. Today's been a mad one. I'm probably just going to sit and stare at this for another 45 minutes, to be honest. I will see you in the next one. Until then, peace.